Hey everyone, I recently made a pasta dish that is gluten-free, flour-free, GMO-free, organic, and raw, and vegan, dairy-free, all those things, all built into one, and it tasted so flippin' good, and it was so quick and easy to make. And I promised you all I would make a video of myself making this dish so that you could make it for yourself and your family. So here it goes. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, just so you know, this really doesn't take much. I've got some rice vinegar, all natural, unfiltered, raw. I've got apple cider vinegar by Bragg's. What else? If you like heat, this is optional. I've got cayenne pepper, organic. I've also got Bragg's liquid amino. What else? This is optional, but I got some powdered ginger, organic, simply organic. And let's see here. Some Bragg's nutritional yeast seasoning. This is pretty good. And of course, some zucchini. And with this, I'm actually going to have a side of avocado slices. So I've got one very ripe avocado. And this time around, I didn't do this last time, but I'm going to put down a bed of some dark leafy greens. It's got, let's see, bok choy, spinach, baby reds, green chard. Pretty awesome stuff. Very nutritious. So first I'm going to take out, let's see, 3 organic zucchini squash. Here they are. 1, 2, 3. And I believe that's all the ingredients. You can also use some black pepper, but anyway, that's the base of what I'm doing here. Alright, so get those ingredients out if you want to follow along. Oh, I almost forgot, a spiralizer. I've got a link to the exact spiralizer that I use to actually make pasta out of the different squashes. So I will make sure that I include a link to that. So if you want to get the spiralizer that I use, you can get the exact same one. So there you go. First, we're going to cut off the little ends of the zucchinis like so. Pretty simple. Alright, next, check this out. By the way, I am so glad I got this tripod because my partner in crime is not with me today. Otherwise, she'd be filming. Love my tripod, so that's it. Whoops, dropped it on the floor. Let me grab the next. I'm gonna rinse the other one off before I put it in here, but I'm not gonna waste it. It'll be rinsed, it'll be just fine. So this is all there is to it. After you cut the ends off, just basically put it in the center on that piece, and then put it in the center on this piece over here. Push it in. Now I've got my plate over here. I like just putting it directly into the plate because I'm not going to cook it anyway, so it's like whatever. And then from there, just grip it with one hand and with the other hand. It's actually kind of fun to use. Let me tilt this up so you can see what my other hand is doing. You probably got it figured out, but I'll show you anyway, just the same. And that is it. Then you get this funny, funky looking thing afterwards. You can eat it, you can throw it away. I tend to eat it because I don't like the waste, but that's it. That is one spiralized zucchini squash. You can also do yellow squashes. Sometimes I'll do every other, so I've got a mix of yellow squash and zucchini squash to make all kinds of different pasta noodles. There's different attachments for this thing, so I can do thin, wide, all sorts of stuff. And here we go. One big honkin' plateful of 3 zucchini squash spiralized. I'm probably only going to eat about 1/3 of this with my avocado slices, but the rest of it I'm going to save for some guests I'm having later. I think they're going to like this a lot. Alright, now we're going to make the little vinegar-based dressing. I'm going to start by finely chopping up some ginger root, organic, fresh ginger root. And that is really all it takes for the amount that I'm making. So, just put it into a bowl. I'm going to use a spoon. Go. Alright, so I'm going to use the 2 different kinds of vinegars for this. Whatever kind of vinegar that you use, it's important that it's organic, that it's unpasteurized, it's raw, it's unfiltered. GMO free if you want to get the health benefits. Now, I don't measure this. I mean, I'm guessing I'm doing about maybe a tablespoon or so right now of the Bragg's apple cider vinegar. And then I'm also going to use this rice vinegar. You can also use a balsamic vinegar or a red wine vinegar, as long as it's raw, GMO free, unfiltered, unpasteurized. I'll probably do about 50-50. So I'm using two different kind of vinegars here, tablespoon or so a piece. And then that little bit of very finely minced ginger root, fresh, all organic, and just stir it together. Now you got this really awesome dressing-like base, and there's no oil in this dressing. You could put oil in it if you wanted to, but this is actually so good without it. Obviously far fewer calories. It's just really good stuff. You could put it over any kind of a salad, and for this instance it's actually going to make a really great sauce for the zucchini pasta, spaghetti, whatever you want to call it. I don't have a name for it. And now we are going to make the cheese sauce. You heard me, cheese. It's a vegan cheese, and it's like the most amazing melted cheese you've ever had before in your life. And it's vegan, no dairy. And it's cashew based. This is the cashews I'm using at least today. It's organic. The cashews have to be raw, and they have to be unsalted, otherwise it won't work. Alright, so the base of this is cashews like you just saw. I've already measured this out. I use about a 1-to-1 ratio. So in this case I used about an eighth of a cup, because I'm just making a serving for myself, so I don't need much. But an eighth of a cup of raw cashews to about an eighth of a cup of water, or maybe just a little more. And then from there, I'm also going to put some Bragg's nutritional yeast, not brewer's yeast, otherwise it won't be vegan, it won't be as nutritious. And I don't measure this stuff out, just the cashews to the water, because it's kind of important to get the right consistency, or to make it easier to get the right consistency. So lots of this stuff here, the nutritional yeast. It adds a cool cheesy flavor. It's also got B vitamins, very nutritious. I also like heat, so if you like it to be spicy, add some cayenne pepper powder, or just black powder if you don't like it spicy. You can also do different curry blends. Sometimes I just mix curry with it, and that turns out really good. But that's a very acquired taste. So it depends on what you like. Just use something in a fine powder form. If you do something like chop up garlic or whatever, then it's going to mess with the consistency, and it won't be like a runny or a melted cheese consistency at all. It'd be kind of gross, actually. So plenty of this stuff, because I like a lot of heat. I love spice. It's so good. Sometimes I will also do a drop or two of liquid smoke. Totally up to you if you want to do that. It's like, I put 3 drops in there that time. I'm also going to put just a touch of cumin. You know what? I am actually going to put some curry in there. Let's see here. I'm going to use this. This stuff is so good. Give it amazing flavors. And you know what? It's just as good without it. I'm in a curry mood, I guess. So I'm going to add a little bit of this. I've already got the cayenne pepper in there, so I don't want to add too much. Otherwise it'll be too overpowering. But let's try this out. I'm using my NutriBullet. I'm also going to include a link in the description to the NutriBullet that I use, the exact one. So if you want to get one for yourself, you can. I use it for a lot of things, not just this stuff, but they're pretty awesome. Easy to use too. Alright, I actually let that go for about 35 seconds or so. Thank goodness for video edits. And I almost never get the consistency right the first time. This is way too runny. Probably added too much water, but that's alright. So I'm going to add some more nutritional yeast to give it even more cheesy flavor. I can also add more raw cashews and things like that to thicken it up. And if I get it too thick, then I can just add more water. But it usually takes me 2 or 3 tries, until like 2 or 3 little additions, until I get the consistency that I like. So it's somewhat of an art form. I find it's easiest if you start with a 1-to-1 ratio with the base between the raw cashews and the water. So let's try this again. I didn't add any raw cashews, so I didn't need to put it under for like 30-35 seconds. And we're really close now. So I'm gonna add some more of this. And I'm also gonna add some raw cashews too. And there we go. I got it about where I want it. The right consistency for really good melted vegan cheese. Okay, let's put this thing together. We got the 2 sauces done and the squash spiralized. It's time to put it together and eat it. But of course, not before I do this from the NutriBullet. Mmm. Oh yeah. It's like licking the beater after mom makes the cookie dough. Mmm. That's good. Gosh golly gee, you know, one thing I forgot in the vinegar sauce is some Bragg's liquid amino. So just a couple little squirts there, and stir it up, and that's it. So we got the raw ginger root, the rice vinegar, the apple cider vinegar, and Bragg's liquid amino. There you go, that's the salad dressing. Now I'm going to show you the order in which this stuff goes down. First I'm going to do the vinegar sauce, the salad dressing. Just distribute it evenly over everything. Perfect. And then next, I got this really awesome cheese. To grab my wooden spoon, otherwise a lot of it gets wasted. Just do that. And then check this out. In fact, let me pause this for a moment, do my video edits. I'm going to give you a close-up of what that looks like. Make your mouth water. Alright, let's try this out, see what it looks like. Close up on this thing. Ah, that's so amazing! A cheese sauce. Non-dairy, all vegan. So much flavor. I'm telling you, this has more flavor in it than any dairy cheese that I used to eat. But unlike the cheese I used to eat, that is dairy, this actually builds up your immune system instead of tearing it down. This can actually help your bones become stronger versus weaken your bones, which is exactly what dairy does. Is your mouth watering? Mine is. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to eat this. Ugh. Okay, so now this is interesting doing this, by the way. I got my ginger powder raw. Sprinkle some over the top. It's optional. I just like the extra ginger flavor and it looks pretty. And while I'm on that, I wasn't planning on doing this, but sometimes it's cool to just sprinkle some nutritional yeast over things. Even more cheesiness. And it looks pretty. It's a good presentation. And now we have the final product. It probably takes no more than 10 minutes to make. Your first time through it, obviously a little bit longer as you're figuring it out and following along with me. But man, do it a couple times. Quick, easy, so nutritious. So enjoy this. And I'm going to repeat this wonderful logic I got from an 11-year-old who said, you're either going to pay the farmers or you're going to pay the hospitals. Now, if you're interested, stick around. I'm going to give you my 2 cents about this whole nutritious deal and this whole hedonist deal of actually enjoying your food and being healthy at the same time. So this is all vegan. It's raw, free of genetically modified organisms. Research that stuff. Now, a little bit ago, I made a statement about dairy, and I actually said dairy is exactly what they do. It actually takes the strength away from your bones. And it's a very challenging belief because our culture tells us that you need dairy to put strength into your bones to help you prevent things like fractures and hip fractures and osteoporosis and things like that. And that is absolute unforgivable lie. But I will say this, do your own research, question me, question the American Dairy Association. They actually did a study, I forget what year, I'm going to say 1986, but somewhere in the 80s, where they showed that dairy is actually harmful to your health. They never did a study like that ever again. They don't even tell you to do your own research. They just want you to follow them as blind people that don't have any conscious thought, but I'd rather lift you up to be free thinking human beings. So research it, go down that path, because after all, you are 100% vulnerable to everything that you put in your mouth. So it makes sense to know about it. Do your own research, make your own discoveries. As for me, I never get sick anymore. I mean, once in a while I'll start to come up with a minor cold or sore throat or something, but as soon as I do, my body fights back and beats it, it's gone. It's wonderful. Now, before this whole experience, I used to get sick, and it used to linger for a very long time. I would feel the full blast of whatever I would get, and it would happen several times a year. It would happen usually pretty quickly, and it would hit me hard. And then it would linger for like a month or so, and hospital visits and all those things. Big, lots of money going out towards that. It sucked. It felt horrible. Since I've been eating like this, I do not get sick like that anymore. And this is right now to date, in almost approaching summer of 2015, going on 8 years. 8 years this August, actually. It'll be 8 years, and I haven't been sick since. So that's pretty awesome. So go down your own wonderful path of discovery. They say you need meat for protein and all that stuff. I don't know about that. I mean, really? You need meat for protein and to be filled up? I mean, look at this, is a big size dish, man. Very nutrient dense. I will actually nourish myself. I will enjoy this because there's so much friggin' flavor in it. And I'll be building up my immune system at the same time. And gently detoxing and regularity and all those wonderful things, and balancing out the pH in my blood. It's beautiful. So think about those things and just be open to correction and recorrection. I still am, and I love learning. In fact, I'm going to be going to a health, healing, and happiness weekend shindig in Las Vegas here soon, where I'm going to learn so much more about this kind of stuff in a healing sort of way from many, many people who know much more than I do. I'm going to be there, excellent student, taking notes, and I'm sure I'm going to make a plethora of videos and more cooking shows and stuff that I learned there. I'm going to put it to practice and share with all of you. So if you got any value from this, because it's not just about food, it's about a lifestyle, it's about health and wealth and freedom and lifting you up to be free, conscious thinking, happy, healthy human beings in abundance of everything that is good that you want. That's a good thing to pay forward. So if that's valuable to you, I recommend that you go to my website, tombirkenmeyer.com, or fireyourboss.xyz, not .com, tombirkenmeyer.com, but fireyourboss.xyz. Dig around, subscribe to my YouTube, and pull out whatever you need that's going to help you. I've got many more cooking shows that I've made, and many more are coming. Connect with me on social media as well. I'm very active, especially on Facebook. Bye for now. Take care. I will see you later. Oh, yes. You didn't think I was going to just leave you without tasting it. I mean, this has been like food foreplay the entire time I've been making it. I wish you could smell this stuff. Oh my goodness. Here it goes. That is it, man. It is whatever you want it to mean. It is freaking amazing. Indulging and building up my health at the same time. I mean, that's your cake and eating it too. Having it and eating it too. We're not choosing one or the other. Eating to live, but man, eating is so good.